It strikes me that, you know, they go into it with all the right ideas and everything else, and they might start off with a, you know, a huge amount of really vibrant content, but that struggle to keep it up over time becomes really quite challenging for them.
Yes, I 100% agree that that's the case, but one of the main reasons why that's the case is because they don't start with strategy planning. They start with, I need a blog and I'm going to start blogging, and then, oh, it's June, what shall I write about? And then they put a blog together, right? Well, as the right way to do it is you plan your 12-month content calendar, and so you don't act on, oh my God, I haven't put my blog up, what shall I blog about? You actually think, all right, who am I looking to attract? First-time sellers. What kind of content would first-time sellers like to read? Then you do a bit of research, and then you plan your topics for the whole year, and you put them into content calendar, and you either write the copy yourself, or you have a copywriter that writes it for you, and that copywriter has deadlines. And so it's a production line. So we write a lot of content for our clients, and we pre-plan things at least 1, sometimes 2 months in advance. In terms of, you know, we have obviously our topics are pre-planned for several months in advance, but then we have briefs for each blog article. Then the copywriters write them a month in advance, and then we have someone who uploads them again and schedules them. So it's not last minute and it's not a panic. And we typically, for agents, we write between 2 and 4 blog articles per month. So 1 a week is the kind of typical.
That's a really nice constant level of, you know, it keeps it in the face, not too much. It's not like verbal diarrhea, is it though? But that's such a useful service for agents, isn't it, really? Because
well, it is, yes.
You can have the best looking website in the world, but if it's not staying topical, if it's not keeping you updated, where's the stickiness?
Yes, but also that's the thing, is that people like to engage with content that is good, that's quality, that gives them value and some sort of benefit. And so those articles, they shouldn't be your 300 to 500 words that you've written in 5 minutes. They do take time. They have to be a bit more in-depth. And really, ideally, in most cases, those should be the so-called evergreen type articles. So if your persona is first-time sellers, a first-time seller in 2021 and a first-time seller in 2022 would probably have the same problems. So nothing stops you to use that blog article for several years to come by resurfacing and just updating it every year, for example. So investment in good articles that are with your persona in mind is a long-term investment. It's going to give you benefits and attract your customers for years to come. We have clients who we've written articles for 3-4 years ago, and they still generate in the thousands visitors to their website every single month, again and again and again and again. We've written articles like 2-3-4 years ago, and that's the beauty of it.
So they can just sit there relaxed that this calendar is going to be full of vibrant, interesting stuff. But of course, on the back of that, there's nothing to stop them if something topical changes, like an extension to stamp duty or whatever it is, that they can just jump in with literally a news now topic.
Yes, absolutely. And we actually, those type of articles we call commentary style articles, which are equally very, very good. But with those articles, they're great for social sharing and email campaigns as well, your nurturing campaigns, because as you say, for example, stamp duty changes. When that happens, it's topical right now. You share it on social media, you share it with your email list. Once that news is out there, it's no longer new. It's like an old newspaper. No one goes back to read last week's newspaper. It's old, right? It's news that's gone. And that's the same with those commentary style articles. And as long as you treat them as such and you know what their purpose is, the expectation should be that they're short-lived, that they're not something that next year, same time, you can reuse the same commentary. No, it's gone. And often we actually try and cleanse those. So sometimes we remove those articles from the site because it clogs up. If you've been doing blogging for years, you might end up with 200, 300, 400, 500 blogs. A lot of those have no SEO value and actually are dragging the site down in a way. So it's nice to do a cleansing exercise every so often with those type of articles. Whereas the evergreen are evergreen. They stay there and you'll get the benefit. So you need to have a mix. You need to talk about the market and the facts and figures and the graphs and all that sort of stuff. And you also need to cover topical stuff like stamp duty and everything else that's relevant. And you also need to consider your persona and talk about the things that matter to your persona. That is also evergreen.
But all of this is being supported by you just to give them a steer in the right direction.
Yes, I mean, as part of our marketing campaigns, this is part of our content marketing. So we would plan, write, publish, and distribute those blog articles. Obviously, the majority of them are there for ranking purposes, also for social sharing, and for our email nurturing campaign. So they work really well, but they are very much top of the funnel. And again, what you'll find is that probably around 80% of your visitors on your website are in that research phase. So that's a lot. That's awful lot of